Hello, I'm Tom Gibbs, VP of Technology at Secure Impact. If you don't know us already, we're a specialist cybersecurity consultancy and we're working with our good friends at Grey Matter to help meaningfully improve cybersecurity maturity for small to medium-sized businesses, SMBs. We do this through getting to know our clients properly, understanding their risk profile and right-sizing the best service that will actually bring them real benefit. This may be with our intelligent penetration test, our SMB cybersecurity health check, our cloud assessment, or our incident response tabletops. And all of this lines up with our defensive and offensive security models. We think strategically with you. And it's as a result of working firsthand with SMBs over the last year that's given us deep insight to what the biggest issues really were for this group in 2023 and what to look out for in 2024. We want to share some of these learnings, insights and tips with you, and that's why Grey Matter and Secure Impact are running this video series, Securing Your SMB in 2024, the Security Leader's Bite-Sized Survival Guide. In this series, to help you respond to the evolving threat landscape, we're covering technical topics such as trends in attacker tactics and cloud strategy, as well as broader topics such as cybersecurity budgets, insurance and regulatory compliance. Today is the first video in the series, and we're going to start by taking a look back at the key cybersecurity incidents of 2023 that were most relevant to SMBs. As always, as an SMB, if you're up against a well-resourced nation-state-backed group or criminal gang, there's only so much you can reasonably do. And some of the high-profile attacks we saw last year absolutely fall into this bucket. But for many of the breaches and many of the incidences affecting SMBs in our network, successful attacker tactics and corresponding defensive measures have often been very straightforward. We have to acknowledge, though, that some areas are simply tough, and I'm grouping two of them here: supply chain and border devices. If there are nasty vulnerabilities in key suppliers or technologies you rely on heavily, such as in the case with MoveIt, Microsoft and Storm 558, apparent weaknesses in Okta support systems, or the Cisco vulnerabilities, including those in the RV line of small business routers, there are risks everywhere and your options for dealing with them are limited. Hardware, in particular that aimed at small businesses, continues to be a point of weakness. Whilst we've seen many SMBs move rapidly towards the cloud in recent years, if you still rely heavily on traditional border devices, those routers, firewalls and VPN concentrators, this past year has likely been rough. It hasn't only been Cisco though. We've seen a load of critical patches and 0 days being exploited in the wild, Barracuda's ESG appliance being another example. Patching quickly, which is hard enough for smaller businesses, increasingly feels to many like a losing battle. You'll likely then, this year, need to focus on defense in depth, zero trust concepts, and on minimizing your footprint and exposure wherever possible. On the plus side, as an SMB, you're likely more nimble than larger organizations, and moving away from some of these increasingly targeted technologies may be more realistic for you. Social engineering has played a major role in many of last year's largest incidents. In the MGM and Caesars hacks, attackers found enough on LinkedIn to impersonate employees, contact their support desk and obtain sign-in credentials. And we've seen this pattern elsewhere of effectively bypassing MFA through these reset flows. We've seen how smaller businesses are inundated with phishing attacks, spear phishing and attempts at business email compromise increasingly enhanced by generative AI. And you are attacked even more so, relatively speaking, than larger organizations, and this continues to be a real money spinner for criminals. For you, there's an opportunity here to develop training and processes in the coming year to effectively hamper or prevent these types of attacks. And so we come, inevitably, to ransomware. Still often the most obvious and immediately impactful aspect of an attack, that likely started with areas we've looked at already. Compromised border devices, social engineering, vulnerable file transfer technologies. So many paths lead to ransomware. The accelerating trend here is concerning. There's so much of it around, it's becoming normalized, with news outlets only covering the very largest incidents, the sheer scale of the problem isn't always obvious. These attacks continued to cripple organisations of all sizes last year, particularly SMBs. In some cases, putting them completely out of business, and that was true for Danish hosting firms Cloud Nordic and Azero Cloud. To make matters worse, the continuing trend is not only to disrupt your business by locking you out of your systems and data, but double extortion, threatening to sell the data on or make it public. For you and your business then, this should be considered a key risk for 2024, as it likely was for 2023. And there's a lot that you can do, both to reduce the likelihood of falling foul of this, as well as to lessen the impact in the case an attacker is successful. You'll want to look at backups, disaster recovery and business continuity planning, running tabletops, looking at data retention and minimization. Attackers can't leverage data you don't have. For the coming year then, and of course depending on your environment and where you are on your cybersecurity maturity journey, there are some key areas of potential focus. Many incidents have had, at their heart, compromised cloud accounts of one form or another, highlighting that identity and access management is increasingly the new perimeter for many organizations today. We see good quality, well-managed multi-factor authentication, for example, continuing to be a highly effective defensive measure. Developing a deep understanding of cloud, robust MFA reset processes, and monitoring of single sign-on and identity provider trust relationships could really help shore up defenses. For combating social engineering, a drive to build out training, awareness, and processes specifically focused on this area. Those border devices and file management technologies, looking at ways to harden them or, where feasible, starting to phase them out entirely. And finally, those broader ransomware mitigations, limiting the options for attackers, ensuring you have plans in place to respond and rehearsing them to minimize any potential damage. This has by no means been an exhaustive list. We could have looked at 23andMe, Darkbeam, the issues in the US real estate sector, or anonymous Sudan's DDoS attacks. It was an eventful year. We've instead looked at trends and key areas specific to small to medium-sized businesses, based on what we've seen over the last year taken as a whole. My team here at Secure Impact can help you develop your cybersecurity maturity, whether it be through penetration testing, incident response planning, an SMB cybersecurity health check perhaps, or a cloud security assessment, to name just a few of the ways we support businesses like yours. And you can speak with your Grey Matter account manager for more information and to enhance your cybersecurity maturity. Keep an eye out on Grey Matter's socials, as we'll be releasing a new video every week with further helpful hints and tips specific to SMBs. Join us in our next video where we'll look at key themes for cloud security in the year ahead.